Right, this is the next video in the classic car restoration series for this leather seat. This is from a Jaguar E-Type, and you'll have seen this right the way through from the cleaning to the prepping, fibre binder, Flexi filler, and that's the stage that we're at now. So we've got the Flexi filler in here, and what we need to do now is to sand this surface down, because you can sort of feel some of these are a little bit rough where the Flexi filler is raised up, so we need to sand those down, ready for the next stage, which is going to be colouring, and then the final stage, sealing. So we're using a 320 grit sandpaper. You don't want to do this, roughly. It's just going over it very lightly, just to sand this surface down to give you a nice, smooth, even finish again. And that's all we're going to try to do today, is we're going to just sand this down to make this so it's back to a stable condition, ready for the paint take. And you've got to make sure you get into everywhere that you've got bits of filler and just sand those down. And just get all of those sorted out, ready to get that done. And then we can obviously, once we've got all this done, we'll then do the next video, which is going to be the colouring video in this classic car restoration series. You can sort of see in here where it's got all this cracking in here, which is now all stable again. It's all bonded back together. That's all thankfully for the fibre binder, and then this Flexi filler that's gone over the top to fill in the cracking. That's made all that beautiful and stable and strong again, so you're going to get many more years out of this seat. And the customer's going to be able to enjoy driving his Jaguar again once it's all restored, because the real car is being restored at the moment as well. So we just need to make sure that you can see this is, the camera might pick that up. You can see that's clearly a little raised area just here. Just running along this line here, and another one just about here as well. So we need to sort of pay attention to those to make sure we can get those sanded down to make them level enough so that when you're painting the seat again, you don't actually see those, and you're just sort of like feathering them off in effect, which is what we're going to do there now, which is what we've done. So that's all you need to do, is just to make sure everything's smooth, and all the fillers sanded down. So as I say, we're not doing this, in a vigorous way or a rough manner or anything like that. We're just very lightly going over the surface just to sand that down, ready for the colouring process. You may find that when you start the colouring process, there's one or two little areas that still do need a little bit of attention, which you can do once you've applied your first coat of colour on there. You'd then be able to sand that lightly anyway, which is what we always recommend. But the purpose of this now is just to get this sanded down and remove any high spots, so it makes it perfect for the colouring processes to take place. It's got a little bit more to do just here. You keep swapping your paper around, so you're getting to a nice fresh piece of grit paper again to sand that down. Doesn't have to worry about the fact that you sort of got a bit of the leather there showing. That's not a problem, because obviously this has got no colour on it anyway at the moment. Just need to go over the whole surface just to sand that filler. And that's going to give you, once that's obviously all sanded down, a really nice, lovely, smooth, even finish. The seats are beautifully soft anyway. The reason why we're doing these 4 panels here is this is the original leather. All these panels, these 2 here and this bigger outer panel and this bigger one here, this has actually been replaced at some point. And these 4 are original. That's why they've got all the cracking in, because this has been done quite recently, because they've got too bad, they had to be replaced. But we're restoring these and going to make these look just as good as the new panels that's in there. So that's the purpose of it. So I think we're basically at a stage now where it's acceptably sanded, so that the colouring stages can be done, which is obviously going to be the next process that we go to. So yeah, that's perfectly fine now. So we can actually leave that. We'll obviously dust that off, get rid of all the dust particles that's on there, and then we'll be able to start the colouring process in the next video. So that's all that you needed today, was just your 320 grit paper to sand down the Flexi filler and smooth out any raised areas, ready for the painting. And that does feel beautifully and smooth. So that's going to be a fantastic restoration once that's completed. So thanks for watching the sanding process of the Flexi filler in the classic car restoration series.